Thank you to Damien L14 for their support as a YouTube member. Hello everyone, my name is Vivian and welcome back to the Smoke Room. On the last episodes, we did the Cliff update, and I got a comment on there that said that we should do the William update first, if possible. Well, unfortunately, I had already done the whole ass update for Cliff before I had posted any of it, so didn't have that option. But I'm trying to pull up the episode so I can give a shout out to the person who did it, and also verify that I did indeed give the correct route credence here. Because apparently, like, all the routes have updates now. I am way behind. There it is. Velo Kraken. I'm sorry. Velo Kraken or Valo Kraken or... I'm sorry. Kraken. I'm so sorry. They said that I'm missing a William update and that they would recommend me play that before the rest of the Cliff update, if it wasn't too late. It was, I'm sorry. And there's a tiny detail of Cliff lore in it. And there had been a couple other people that mentioned that the name thing about Cliff had been mentioned or addressed in other routes. I wonder if that's what that is. But needless to say, that is why we are going to be addressing the William route in this one, if we can find it. There we go. So here we are. William route. William, a garden in the shade. Murdoch dismisses me with a showy little hand gesture and walks back over to Cliff's blanket. Doesn't look like there's much else we can do today, so we spend the rest of the Sunday relaxing. I look around and it seems like everybody's had their fun, but I can't help but feel like most of the day was wasted. Nick looks like he's finally eaten enough, resting against a big rock. Murdoch is combing the sand out of his tail. Cliff is drawing. And William is... well, he's staring at the water. Probably stewing about the cave. He does that way too much for somebody his age. Makes him seem decades older than he really is. He does have an age-defying aura of him, and a little bit to his appearance as well. So I sit next to him and stare with him. And just what are you up to? Just joining you, I suppose. Well, I'm just studying the shoreline a bit more. Thinking about those tunnels. You see, he's a little flustered. A little flustered man. I'm just staring at the water. Wondering how many people have died here since the dawn of time. Well, considering the town we're in, the dawn of time is a little bit of a fuzzy concept. Thinking about wet things again. What? I feel my eyes flutter from the audacity of that comment. My ears are twitching now. Kind of pissed off how funny that was for something so rude. Lots of things are wet, William. He gives me another look. Christ's sake, he's not gonna drop it, is he? So you've been working non-stop. Don't laugh, damn it. Not here, William. There we go. Why are you doing this right now? 'Cause I like it when you laugh. Come back to life when you do. That's strangely sweet. Therefore, I don't entirely trust it. Keep that up and you two will start to have more in common. Who? I tilted my head and looked past his shoulder. I glanced in the direction of Mr. Tibbets again, who's squinting at his book and framing a landscape with his stubby little digits, and wipes a smile off his face. Harley. I feel myself smirking now. You're so sure? He pinches the bridge of his snoot. Yes. I'd never put you and everybody else in danger like that. People like us, I mean. I shrug at him. People like us always end up in danger anyhow, don't we? Well, that's what's nice about the West, Sam. Everybody gets to be in danger all the time. Is that so nice? Like, I've never understood the romanticizing of the Old West. No. I'll take civilization, thank you. Whatever bit of it I can find, wherever I can. Yet, you keep saying the Windy City is more exciting. Hey, the Windy City, that's Chicago. Chicago. Well, sure. But all you have to avoid there is upsetting the wrong people. And then you can do whatever the hell you want. Bitter much? Look who's talking. It's just... All I'm saying is that maybe something a little more exciting would be good for me. The good kind of exciting. The kind that keeps you busy. Don't you miss that? I take a look at that murky water again, and it seems just a little more stagnant. I miss a lot of things, Sam. But some of the days I miss look an awful lot like this one. It sounds like he's about to say something else, but then he doesn't. But in all seriousness, Sam, it's time to head back to the station. Today went nowhere, so I want a fresh and early start tomorrow. So let's go then. The big coyote puts his hands together, getting ready to shout. Up and at 'em, boys! Me and Sam are going. Nick sets up, dusting off his jeans as he rises. There he is. I haven't seen Nick in a while. I feel like he gets shoved to the side a little too damn much.
Well, this was nice while it lasted.
He looks at me, and then looks away. I guess he's still upset with me. His gaze shifts to Will again.
Mr. Tibbets should sleep at the station if he's still a target, correct?
Yeah, well, this way you can keep an eye on him at all times. William crosses his arms.
If he needs the assistance, then he's welcome for the night.
The weasel holds up his paw. God damn it, Cliff. You look so much like you are just from a different planet.
Now, enough doting. I can handle myself just fine, thank you. And I live close enough to the station that it would make a little difference whether I spend the night there or not.
That is not... Alright, whatever. Also, your digits are hardly stubby. You've got long-ass fingers. Plus, I don't mind watching over him tonight. What? Oh, your sprite looks weird when it's mirrored, Murdoch. I don't know. Something's off about your face. And I also don't... I bet you don't mind watching over him. A lot of people were saying, like, the threesome aspect of the Cliff route is basically just inserting Sam where a couple would be in any other route.
More like I'm watching over you. Grazed or no, with that wound, you're a proper invalid.
These two are getting awful chatty with one another. Sounds like you just volunteered to change my bandages then.
Professional fencers are no strangers to blood and nicks, you know.
Nick puts his hand on Will's shoulder.
Do not be discouraged by today. You work hard, but sometimes our heads work harder against us. Useful lesson, no?
Something like a look of realization spread across Will's face.
Shoot. Speaking of hard work, I won't be able to see you until the weekend, won't I, Nick? Likely no. Unless you can make use of me after 7 p.m. and before 11. Until later, Will.
He turns and looks me over.
Samuel.
His voice is a bit stern with me. But at least he's talking to me, I suppose. Yeah, later.
We're off then.
Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Are we gonna get a little bit of a background like we did with Cornelius? I see. Is he a Cubs fan? Here we go. Chapter 3. Whenever the trans. Oh! Whoa! What the fuck? Yo! What the fuck? Is it getting dark already? 9:15 p.m. Which means it's really 7:15. Oh! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is not Samuel. I got a feeling. Okay, because I think this is William's perspective. 1, because we've seen Chapter 3 changes perspectives for other people. 2, William has a watch. 3, Chicago's in a different time zone than Utah. So, just tentatively, I'm going to narrate with a William voice.
7:15 here anyway.
This is gonna destroy my fucking throat. People wonder why I don't record more often.
This watch has never been wrong before. Maybe a bit too flashy for me. But never too fast. Never too slow. Just keeps on going from one day to the next. It's even waterproof. That's what my first boss said, anyway. Waterproof by Georgia. God, he was proud of that. As if anybody gives a shit if a wristwatch is waterproof or not. I feel my muzzle split into a grin. But only for a bit. People get nervous when I smile. That's not the case with Sam, though. People around here have come to expect a sort of coldness from him. So when he smiles, it looks sweet enough to thaw winter. Then he's in a bad mood again. It has to be because of Nick. There's still some frostiness between the two of them. It ain't unusual to see Nick that distance from Sam. But then again, Sam had been treating us like strangers for the last few weeks. At least I know he's not lying to me anymore now. But I guess what's good enough for me ain't always good enough for Nick. It's a good thing that the weasel didn't come with us. Both of us don't need to be more on edge. I'm glad he said no when Nick suggested he stay at the office. Because he really should say no. At least, if he has any shame. He already put Sam in danger. Twice. If his mouth leads a goddamn lynch mob to Sam or Nick and gets them killed, I might up and join the next one. That bullet already broke the skin on the burns, boy. But he put himself in the way. That fox wants approval too much. Maybe. God damn it. It's not important now. What is important is who placed the hit and if they'll place another. Huxley Green wouldn't leave his wife over a grudge from a stranger. He's too controlling. So where did he go? And what did he do with the gun? I just need to move faster and think about what I already know. Christ. It's hard to focus on anything when I'm annoyed. Hey, Sam. I hear him patting behind me. His breath is louder than his footsteps. Can we talk about what you said at the lake a little more? His footsteps stop.
Which thing?
Let's keep walking.
Okay. But Which thing, William?
The thing about needing more excitement. You've been thinking about leaving town for a long time, haven't you? Even before the night you told me about earlier.
And if I have?
His tone has an edge in it again. I'm just curious why. Things aren't easier just 'cause you go someplace else.
It ain't about things being easy. It's just about this place.
He lowered his voice.
And the brothel. Most folks I talk to there feel the same way. Like this is a place you move to, you stay for a while, and then you keep on moving once you scrap together enough money. Everybody's just constantly coming and going. Sometimes it feels like a whole goddamn city is a glorified train station, and the only people who stay behind are the ones who lose their fare.
Me and Nick aren't stuck.
Nick'll be gone the moment he finds gold.
I think he deserves a little more credit than that.
And you're out of the job the moment the public turns against you. You planning on keeping that badge forever? Or did I miss you building houses on a day I wasn't paying enough attention? Because if you ain't, you're on your way out too, as far as I'm concerned.
What a mouth. There's not a whole lot of competition for this job in this location, Sam. But you're right, if I'm out, I'm out. That being said, as far as I'm concerned, pessimism is only for losers.
Whatever, William.
So that's it then? So this is just a transitional period for you? You probably planned to leave before you even arrived. I can't completely blame you. My life has only ever been transitional too. Always coming, always going.
Oh, a flashback! Here we go! Where's my water? Christ. Oh, here we go.
From place to place, in one of the most transitional places in the country. I remember seeing hundreds of new faces I couldn't recognize every new day. Our lives shared briefly. Our time cut short chronically, viciously. By the L train. By the streets. By the churches, the businesses, the people. You find yourself begging for the transitions to end. No matter who you are, or what you do, or what you live, there's always another train stop. Tick tock, says the clock. But the poker don't stop though.
Oh, hey, baseball.
How much of my life have I spent thinking it was another transition? How many baseball games did I end in my head early because I knew my team wasn't gonna win? Too damn many.
I appreciate that this is like a real picture, but they added ears and a tail to make it feel diegetic to the world. I appreciate this. This is effort made. I appreciate this effort. Hattie. Holy shit, that fucked me up for a second. William?
But it doesn't matter if I'm here or there.
Sorry, that fucked with me for a second. I was just at a wedding for someone named Hattie. You have a thoughtful look on your face.
Because the transitions,
I want to know what you're thinking about.
they never stop. I'm just enjoying my drink. Despite how much you want them to stop with you.
You never enjoy your drink.
Because they can't. Today I am. Your life transitions still. No matter where in time your mind is stuck. I have something I want to tell you.
Then what is it?
Sam? What is he?
Hello?
We're staring at the front door of the department. I could have sworn that we still had half a mile to walk before we got here. I think you should stay here for the night again.
That's kind, but I have my own bed.
I meant that I'd pay.
Oh. I'll have to increase the rate to justify spending the night.
Done.
I didn't say how much yet.
Better described indoors then, yeah?
Yeah.
I finally managed to fish the goddamn keys out of my pocket and fit them in a lock. I would feel more grateful if I weren't bumping into the lock. Won't be damned by how stiff my gait is when I'm inside.
Are you sleeping near the jail again?
No. My bedroom. Upstairs.
Oh. I've never seen it.
It's messy.
I don't mind. Wow, seeing a laughing Samuel sprite. That's nice. I don't mind.
I do. But it can't be helped. When we climbed the stairs and reached the foyer,
I imagine he would say foyer.
the tobacco smell is cloying.
Cloying? Oh, word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between and not included. By not included, I mean not on the spectrum. I'm trying to figure out gender-inclusive terminology. Even I am trying to figure out ways to update my verbiage. What is cloying? Cloying definition. Excessively sweet, rich, or sentimental, especially to a disgusting or sickening degree. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, you could infer that from the fucking usage of the word, but yeah, it's nice to be able to have that in your playbook. Cloying. Ooh. Hey, look at this. Wow, this really just does have the feel of above a room. This is your house type of place.
How much do you smoke, William? That ain't my fault, though. At least not entirely. The place reeked of cigarettes before I moved in. Pipe smoke smells a hell of a lot sweeter.
I'll get used to it. You usually reek of something or other.
You're no bed of flowers yourself when you get riled up.
At least I use cologne.
You mean perfume?
I mean cologne, William.
Soap and water is just fine.
I open the cupboard and fetch a glass and then the whiskey bottle.
Need a drink before we start?
Not much in the mood to drink.
Suit yourself. I pour myself a shot and wash it down. Burn wakes me up a bit. Pressure in my pants is starting to hurt. My bedroom.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to fucking censor something. The music just changed.
I jerk my head and
sorry.
And he follows me down the hall.
Oh my. We don't have to rush if I'm going to be here all night, you know.
I'm rushing?
A little.
Guess I'm just used to having somewhere else to be. And there aren't as many windows in my room. I feel the heat rise from my body when I start to strip.
You're gonna have to. Okay, well, we'll play it out as far as I can, and we'll see when I have to cut it.
I can smell Sam's perfume when he follows my lead, but there's still the trace of his own scent underneath. We both take a seat on my bed, and the tension in the air between us is a bit thick. You're Gonna get on your knees again soon?
Could do. But I figured we could try something else since this is the first time you've had more than an hour with me.
Heat is rushing between my legs. Like putting me in.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I don't know where this scene's going quite yet, but we can guess. And if it turns out that something else happens in the middle, I'll come back. I'll see you afterwards. If you want to see the scene play out yourself, the game is fucking free, and the link's in the description down below. But for the sake of being YouTube friendly, we gotta skip it. So, see you at the afterwards. Edit time. Bye. Wow. Okay, that's a. Okay, I'm coming back real quick for this because this is just this is a hell of a moment. They were having quick small chat about some stuff, a little back and forth, and then he had some stuff about I don't want to deal with small talk. If we're gonna talk like this, I want to talk for real. And then he just blurts out, "How much shame do you feel when a man finishes in you?" Wow. And Sam was like, Jesus. Sam stopped. Yeah. This might be a scene about more than just the sex. Obviously, all the scenes are about more than just the sex. There's a bigger story happening, and that's why I hate cutting the scenes out, because all the games I play are not just porn with a plot, post-amorous, but so there's obviously more going on there. There's some other plot element to it, and that's why I try to summarize it afterwards, but God, okay. Damn it. Let's maybe I cut it off too early.
I just want to know what goes through your head when you do all this. Maybe so I can better understand myself. So let's talk about it, man to man.
His glare turned into
a surprised look.
Never thought I'd be talking about this with you.
Well, me neither, so fair. But I need to know.
I always feel a little foul after doing the deed, but the build-up is heaven. And the need comes often.
Does the shame ever feel good?
What makes you ask that?
For me, I think the pain and the pleasure start to blur sometimes. The depravity, I mean. You ever feel like the more somebody tells us what's right and wrong, the more satisfying it feels to just give them the finger? Especially because we know it feels good and it's not hurting nobody.
I understand. That's how I feel every time I break one of your laws.
That's not how the government works. They ain't my goddamn laws, Sam.
Whatever you say, William. But I want to understand more of what you mean. About shame and pleasure blurring.
No. Shit. Maybe I told him too much. I don't think you want to go through that, Sam.
Well, maybe I already do, to some extent. Help me explore that a bit.
You said you don't have condoms.
He let out a short laugh. Oh, okay. That is explicit talk for you're safe and clean. I think I'll be fine. His eyes shift away.
And he puts on a sheepish expression.
Your stove work?
Yeah, there's wood in the living room.
What about rags? What the fuck are you talking about? I need to make sure I'm clean.
Christ on a cracker! What debonair bullshit did I walk myself into just now? cloth scraps are under the sink. He's already rushing out of the bedroom. I sigh, feeling my shaft twitch in my pants. That one always has to make himself immaculate, doesn't he? Can we just go, Sam? I read a small piece of literature on the city's zoning laws to kill my erection while I hear pots and pans banging in the kitchen along with some swears. He's lucky the sink works here. I wait for nearly 10 minutes before I hear some sloshing around and a cloth being wrung. Oh, here he is, shirtless. And 5 more minutes before he's finally back in the room. Was all that really necessary?
I assure you, it was for what we're about to do.
Fine, I won't make a fuss then.
Not like Cliff's recommendations of a fuss. I was really glad when people liked that edit I did at the end of that episode.
He took a seat next to me, and I hooked my arm around his waist. His hand was on my thigh again.
Talk me through what it's like when I touch you.
Jesus, this is hard. Feels like I'm touching a friend in a way I shouldn't be touching them. And there's a pit in my stomach. Like anybody could walk in the door at any moment and shout so loud that it makes my ears ring.
That scare you?
Should. But somehow, the look of disgust on their faces makes me want to rip off your pants and smile back while they watch, and they can't do anything about it.
They can't do a damn thing if they ain't real.
And they have to deal with me making your big damn dick swell up in your trousers while the smell fills the room. Okay, we're yeah, I don't want to cut off this conversation because this is really important character beats. But also this is getting, we've probably already crossed the line of YouTube guideline stuff. So I worry that I'm going to get a flag on this. I really don't want to because I'm not out of the woods on my first one yet. I got to wait 90 days and hopefully the old one will fall off. I don't know, but we'll see. The way you describe this stuff sticks with me, even though you make it sound a little foul. Men are foul, Sam.
Jesus fuck. Whoa! Christ! Just, okay.
I stick my tongue down his throat, and he's all too receptive.
I don't want to cut off this conversation, but...
He savors it, but I pull away with a soft smack. Filthy, even. I give more tongue. Okay. And then I pull off again. I think I'm at peace with that, at least. His chest is heaving, and his throat is starting to rumble. Is that why you can't keep your hands off me? Because you know it's dirty? Feel my heart beating.
Oh, yep, can't, yep, that is over the line. I already gave the disclaimer earlier, so yeah, you heard it before. Sorry to have to cut it out, but yeah. Insert the disclaimer about playing it yourself if you want to hear it all the way through. I will summarize it afterwards. See you after the scene. So I'm sorry. It's the way I have to do it on YouTube. Oh, wow. Okay, so they're doing that. Interesting. They're okay. With a rope and everything. And he just had that rope on hand. He just said he got a bit of rope out. All right. Okay. That's Hey, that's not fucking freaky. No, it is freaky, but that's what we're doing right now. All right, that was a lot. In all fairness, there was no way I could have accurately depicted all of what that conversation was going to be without showing everything. So yeah, that was just that you're gonna have to there was just a lot. That was just a lot, and you're phew, buddy. There was just too many nuggets of somewhat troubling language, not in terms of like, troubling in terms of the game, but troubling in terms of like world perspectives from Samuel that one could see as like being a problem going forward if one were to have a relationship of any kind, romantic or platonic or just anything with Sam. It was a lot about control and a lot about how you feel instinctually. There was one line, I think our bodies were made to scream. He tied Sam up and gagged him and bit him, and there was a choice at one point whether to jerk him off or not, and to which I did. Yeah, it was a lot, man. It was a lot, and yeah, I fucking would not. I don't know that is an environment. I don't think that is a kind of personality type that Samuel would benefit from being in. Ay, caramba, I agree. That was exhausting. But anyway, moving on.